Hi, this is Jill Riley, and I'm the Assistant Communications Director for the PAC Northwest Conference. And today I am pleased to be joined by Pastors Rachel Gough and Michelle Huskamp. And I am just excited to have you both here from Monroe Covenant Church.
Yeah, we're happy to be here.
Yeah, so we are talking about just your efforts and your working to get outside the walls of your church, and specifically with one program called One Parish, One Prisoner. And I just wanted to read their mission statement because I found it so compelling. And their mission statement is: we seek to equip parishes, small and large, traditional or ragtag, in every American town to build supportive, pre-release relationships with just one person returning to their community from prisons. We believe this could empty the prison system over time and transform each community. And what a passion project that is.
Yeah, it's a really unique concept and program. We're excited we get to partner with them.
Yeah. So, Michelle, you were telling me a little bit about how this came to be a part of your church life. So, back up a little bit into last fall and how this happened.
Yeah, so we spent the fall in a sermon series that we called Community Spirit. And we spent 6 weeks looking at places in our community where we know there are needs and brokenness and hurt, but also what is the Spirit of God already doing and where is the Spirit already at work? And so places like the schools or organizations working with our unhoused neighbors, race and politics, creation care. And then we also had the director of One Parish, One Prisoner come and guest preach one of the weeks because one of the state men's prisons is in our town. And so that's an area where there's always opportunities and very little connection up to that point that our church had had with the prison. And so we had this guest preacher come and share about One Parish, One Prisoner. And there
Mhm.
was just some excitement around the idea and this idea that, oh, we can do something, and it's guided by this organization so that we don't make all the mistakes if we were doing it just on our own, but also have support. And so a team formed, and I think you guys, Rachel's officially on the team. I am not. But you started in January officially.
Yeah, we
And
started
it's
meeting.
7 people per team.
They like 7 to 9.
Okay.
We have 8 people on our team, so
Okay.
it's a good.
Great.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Uh, Rachel, what did you find compelling about this organization?
One of the things they talk about is that there are as many churches in Washington
Mhm.
state as there are prisoners. And so if every church took one person, what an impact we could make with particularly with tearing down the barriers that formerly incarcerated people face when they're coming back into a community. There's things that are so difficult: finding employment, finding housing, getting their driver's license again, all these things that we sort of take for granted that can be such huge barriers and can contribute to recidivism, which is something that nobody wants.
Right.
And so the beauty of this idea of a whole team coming around a person, forming relationship first, and then really helping tear down those barriers so that they can successfully rejoin society.
Because I think it's also really compelling because when you think about the prison system, it's so overwhelming. And so any individual or any church is like, well, the broken prison system, oh well,
Right, it's too big to
but
take
it's
on the whole
one
thing.
person. And like, oh, we can walk alongside one person. And this team of 8 can do this hard relationship, beautiful work. And we as a whole church can surround them and support them. And it's manageable. And
Mhm.
it's like you can wrap your head around it. You can see the impact. And it makes what this huge, like, massive problems or whatever is, it just makes it
You can
doable.
get your hands around it a little
Yeah.
bit more. So talk me through the process of once you all are approved to be a part of this program, your relationship with the one person, does that start before they're released or is it after the release? Talk to me a little bit about what that timeline looks like. Maybe not timeline, but what that journey looks like.
Yeah, so One Parish, One Prisoner provides like these modules. So each month when your team meets together, it's explaining what you're going to do this month. So we start out by just writing a letter. So that's the first thing we do while our person is still incarcerated. And then we do that for a little while. Then we apply to get approved to do email and video phone calls. And then we apply to get approved to go visit in person. And this takes several months. And so for our team, we started writing letters in January and we started visiting this past summer. So maybe I think I've gone maybe 5 times in the past 3 months, maybe. And and then our friend's getting released in a couple weeks, and so then we'll get to spend time with him in person and then accompany him with all the stuff that's outside. So
Right. So do you get involved in the process of housing and jobs and all of that? Are you resources for him at that point?
yeah, and it depends on the person. Our friend has housing figured out already. And so, yeah, housing, employment, driver's license, and health care kind of stuff are sort of the main areas where we'll be providing help and resources. And so we've kind of assigned members of our team, or we've volunteered to kind of tackle those areas when the time comes. Right now, there's nothing we need to do for housing, but we might need to help our friend learn to drive and things like that. And so
So you talked about, you mentioned recidivism, and the numbers are staggering for those people who don't have the kind of support that you are offering. Does that feel, do you recognize in your friend the what that support means to him?
yeah, and he has expressed how he's anxious to be released, he's excited to be released, but he feels much more confident having this team of people around him. He knows he's not alone and we're not going to let him disappear, and so we won't know exactly how it's going to play out until he's released and he's doing the stuff, but I think the feeling of being held and being known and being
Mhm.
accompanied is going to go a long way.
Definitely. Michelle, what do you think these programs and these different organizations you get to be involved in outside the walls of the church, what do you think that does for the body of Christ in your building?
Yeah, I think even just for our whole congregation, because it's 8 people on the team who have the letter writing and the visits and the relationship actually being built. But each month, one person from the team comes and shares an update on our friend. And so for our congregation, we've walked this journey with our team and with our incarcerated friend. And just the prayer life for all of us. And, when he found housing and it all worked out, the joy that we felt. And then when it fell through and he had to work it out again, like walking that whole journey with him, I think has just increased maybe or strengthened, maybe like kind of building a muscle, that capacity to see other people's stories and to even just to recognize in this one person, oh, you're not just like a criminal, you're a human being with a
Right,
story and with hopes and dreams and wants, and like God made you.
right.
So
Is there any expectation that he attends church?
no.
Yeah. We hope that he'll want to visit.
Mhm.
And he has expressed that he wants to visit. His spiritual journey is his own, and it'll just depend for him what
Yeah.
he wants to do, but there's no pressure from us
Right.
for anything like that.
Well,
And
I
yeah.
will, with your permission, put your information out if people have any questions about kind of your interaction with the organization, as well as post the organization's website. And I'm just so happy that you guys get a chance to be a part of it and to be a part of somebody's life and helping to stabilize and change the trajectory of somebody's life.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
It's
you.
been good.
So, well, thanks for sharing.